Thank you very much.
Please, thank you very much. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Secretary Kerry, welcome to the United Nations. I'd like to highly commend and appreciate the strong leadership of Secretary Kerry for global peace, security, and development and human rights. Today we have a lot to cover, therefore I'll be very brief what we are going to discuss. First of all, of course, we will be discussing this appalling situation in Syria. The conflict is now continuing almost 2.5 years. More than 100,000 people have been killed. Millions of people have either been displaced or become refugees in neighboring countries. We have to bring this to an end. The military and violent actions must be stopped by both parties, and it is thus imperative to have a peace conference in Geneva as soon as possible, as was initiated by Secretary Kerry and Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov. Joint Special Representative Lakhdar Brahimi and I will spare no efforts to convene this meeting as soon as possible. At the same time, as you may know, the head of Chemical Weapons Investigation Team, Dr. Sellstrom, and my High Representative for Disarmament, Angela Kane, have just visited Syria, meeting senior officials of the Syrian government to discuss about the modalities of investigation. I will get the report since they are coming out of Syria now. We'll get the report soon. On Middle East, I would like to highly commend and appreciate Secretary Kerry's leadership and consistent and principled engagement to revive this peace process for two-state solution. Hard negotiations will lie ahead, but only the parties can make a decision, hard decisions. I strongly urge the leaders of Palestine and Israel to seize this opportunity and respond positively and courageously so that the two-state solution can be realized as soon as possible. With the Secretary Kerry and members of the Security Council, today we will discuss about this horrendous suffering now in the east of Democratic Republic of the Congo and in the region. It is imperative that we support the framework agreement for peace, security, and cooperation in the DRC and in the Great Lake region. In that regard, I welcome the convening of this Security Council meeting on the situation in DRC, chaired by Secretary Kerry. And I also welcome the appointment of U.S. government Special Envoy, Senator Russ Feingold. I hope that you will very closely coordinate with my Special Envoy, Mary Robinson, and my Special Representative, Martin Kobler, who will work very closely with you and other parties. Beyond these all regional conflicts, Secretary Kerry and U.S. government, President Obama, have been helping the United Nations and international community to combat climate change and to define and establish sustainable development goals and sustainable development agenda. These are keys to long-term prosperity of this world, and I count on continuing leadership and engagement and support of Secretary Kerry and President Obama and U.S. government. U.S. government strong leadership is crucial in in addressing all regional and global issues for humanity. Again, Mr. Secretary, welcome to the United Nations, and I look forward to have continuing partnership and strong support and engagement of the U.S. government. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Secretary.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Do I need to? There we go. I got to pull it. Well, Mr. Secretary General, thank you for a very generous, warm welcome here to the United Nations. It's a privilege for me to be here with you. I'm honored to have the privilege of chairing the Security Council debate today on the subject of the Great Lakes region. We are very grateful for your leadership, grateful for the United Nations. I was just a few days ago in the Zatri refugee camp in Jordan, where I saw firsthand the extraordinary work of the United Nations, the experience that they have brought to the table in an effort to relieve enormous levels of suffering that is growing by the day, which requires all of us to work even harder to try to bring about peace negotiations. There is no military solution to Syria. There is only a political solution, and that will require leadership in order to bring people to the table. Yesterday, I had a conversation with Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov of Russia. We remain committed to the effort to bring the parties to a Geneva II, to implement Geneva I. And we will try our hardest to make that happen as soon as is possible. In the Great Lakes region, there is an opportunity for peace. This is an area that has been beleaguered by targeted, egregious violence. And the framework that has been put in place is an opportunity to be able to make a difference. Special Envoy, former Senator Russ Feingold, will indeed cooperate extremely closely with Special Representative Mary Robinson and looks forward to going to work in order to implement the framework and bring about a sustainable solution to the absence of governance and to the problems of violence in that part of the world. With respect to other areas, there are huge challenges, and we know. In South Sudan, in Jonglei State, we need access, humanitarian access. And we will continue to press President Kiir and others in order to make that available. And finally, the granddaddy of them all, I guess, the question of the possibility of peace between Palestinians and Israelis. Both leaders in the region, Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Abbas, have made a courageous decision to try to return to final status talks. And it's my hope that that will be able to happen as procedures are put in place by both countries in order to empower that. So, Mr. Secretary General, it's a privilege to be here in this institution which dedicates itself day to day to ending violence, to enforcing people's prospects for peace, and to trying to live by a code of universal values that I think all of us are proud to be affiliated with. So thank you for your leadership, and thank you for welcoming me here today. Thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you.
Is this our dues or something? Where do I sit?
Just stay.
What are we today? Sorry about that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Sit beside me here. Sir.
America.